Hello, 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 hello. I'm live, and soon I will be joined by one of the most inspiring frame drum teachers I've ever studied with. Her name is Miranda Rondeau. If you are interested in the frame drum, you probably know her already. And she is such a bright spirit and has so much wisdom to offer. I am excited to bring her into this live soon. And until she arrives and gives me her request to join, I'll just be saying hello to everyone and telling you a little bit about why I'm interviewing Miranda today. I took a 3-month course with Miranda a couple of years ago. Oh, and here she is. I'm going to go ahead and let her in and we'll get started together. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Miranda. That actually worked. Hi.
I have your directions right here.
I did like a little countdown until it popped you in, and I think it worked well, so I'm pretty impressed with myself. Hi.
Hi.
I'm so happy to be here with you, and I'm so grateful that you made time to pop on this live with me today. Thank you so much for that. And I want to welcome you and introduce you to my audience here on this platform if they don't already know you. And I was just mentioning that if anyone here is really interested in frame drum, in devotional singing, you already know Miranda Rondeau because she is just a very revered and treasured leader in the community. And I happened to take a 3-month course with her a couple of years ago called Heart of Frame Drum Portal. And
1 year ago.
1 year ago.
Yeah.
Well, you know, my life changed a lot since that year. No small part to you, Miranda, that taking that course with you was hugely influential in my life, not only in my creative life with playing frame drum and singing and learning to inhabit my voice more, but also you brought to me so many grounding daily spiritual practices that's what I'm calling them anyway, that they're very tangible, like earth-based practices. Things like saying gratitude to the elementals before eating, actually going outside and playing frame drum for nature and listening to the birds and being a part of the plants and the bugs as I sing, and offering my creativity to nature and to society and to the people that I'm with, and thinking of my creative practice as an offering. And I always felt shy to like start singing while playing the frame drum, and you really helped me bring out my playful spirit and like confidence in just feeling like, well, why can't I try? Like I don't need to have any kind of formal training for this. Like I can just access my voice and because it feels good to me, not necessarily because I'm trying to appeal to a certain audience or make it sound a certain way, but just as my own personal practice for my own personal healing. And I think I've told you this privately before, but I just want to keep saying it over and over again, that you seriously changed my life in such tangible ways that have lasted so long since the year that I took that course from you. And I just am so unbelievably grateful to know you and to have studied with you. And you're so generous with your teachings. And I know anybody who has studied with you, I have a feeling, would say the same thing, because you have such diehard fans and students who like take everything that you offer and are so obsessed with you, rightfully so.
Oh, thank you so much. It was very wonderful to have you in the course and really be taking in the music and the practices, and just warms my heart. Yeah, so beautiful to witness. Thank you.
I think it's so incredible how you like just receive these transmissions, these songs, and turn them into these frame drum circle songs that can be sung in community with others. And there's so much that I want to say about you. I want to start with a proper introduction and just read a little bit of your bio so that we can all just know who you are, where you came from, and what you bring to this community of music. And so here it is. I know it can be awkward to listen to your own bio read out loud to you, so just, you know, take it all in. So everyone here, if you don't know Miranda yet, Miranda Rondeau is an internationally recognized devotional singer, musician, and frame drum artist. She has been teaching the craft since 1999, as encouraged by her late teacher, Lane Redmond, author of When the Drummers Were Women. What an incredible book. This book also changed my life, and it's so amazing that you are in the lineage of Lane Redmond. What an amazing soul. Miranda has created and teaches a repertoire of frame drum circle songs as a way of sacred remembrance. Her songs honor and celebrate nature, the elementals, the sun, moon, and womb. And she also has songs to uplift and bring about connection. She performs in a ceremonial context, playing for rites of passage and communal bonding. She also sings in an intuitive language of her own. I want to say more about that too, because that's so fascinating and amazing. Miranda has taught in Germany, Spain, the Netherlands, Asheville Percussion Festival, International Biblical Frame Drum Festival in Ottawa, Canada, as well as throughout California. She teaches online and through Frame Drum Circle Songs Portal, that's her online school, and as a guest teacher in different online programs like the Global Rhythm Sangha with Christine Stevens, Sacred Drumming for Krista Holland on the Shift Network, as well as programs based on earth honorings and teachings. Wow. Okay. Miranda, what an amazing resume, CV. You've been at this for so long. And I wanted to just hone in on the part of your bio that says she also sings in an intuitive language of her own. Okay. Whenever you started a class with you, you start with like just an improvisation where you're playing on your drum and you're just releasing like melodic syllables out from inside of you. And almost every single time I just cry. It's all of a sudden, like, I don't know what it is, but just hearing your spontaneous transmissions, it feels like a blessing and it feels healing to me. And I'm almost going to cry right now just thinking of it. Can you say anything about what that is like for you?
Yeah, it's like a homecoming to be able to sing. And I really do believe that everyone has the ability to do this if they give the space for it. And so no one taught me it. It just kind of happened while I was doing these drum circles, and it just started spilling out. And I did it every week. And then the next thing you know, I could just do it anytime. And so what I do when I open up a classroom or open up for an event, I know what I'm holding in my hand with the drum, and I just intend that I'm opening up the space, opening up for welcoming everyone. When I sing, I imagine singing beyond the room, but out into the cosmos and to the ancestors, so your thoughts really create also the feel behind the voice. So, and then I just trust that in those intentions will come out a song as an honoring and a blessing for the space, or a welcoming. And I think anyone can do it, really.
That really speaks to the power of intention, because I feel those intentions, even not necessarily knowing all that is going into it. It's just hitting me in a very palpable way.
And probably also inside, I feel like we all have hundreds of songs inside waiting to come forth, and not necessarily to be recorded, but for the moment. And maybe they're feeling like, oh, this ancient remembrance of your own ability to do it is a possibility too, because it's coming from somewhere deep, I feel, beyond my space here.
Yes, and I love you often speak about this act of remembrance, of playing the frame drum and singing as an act of remembrance. And you also touched on something just a minute ago when you were speaking that I'm reflecting on, that when I've taken classes from you, you often begin the class by inviting us to simply hold the drum and acknowledge all that it represents. And before we even start to play, we're just holding it and acknowledging all that it represents. And I find that practice so grounding and connective. And I was wondering if you could tell us about what the drum represents to you and why you begin that way.
Okay, yeah. Well, when Lane shares, she talks about the first sound we ever hear is the sound of our mother's um, pulse, her blood pulsing in the womb while we're in the womb. So we are developing as humans through this pulse, and we're entrained to it. And then this pulse, while we're in the womb, um, reminds us that that's home, and that's also our first home, a place of oneness, of safety, and the drum is the echo of that sound, of that pulse. So as we entrain to our mother with the pulse, when we hear a drum, we automatically entrain to the drum. So the drum becomes for me like the voice of the mother, the voice of the womb, the voice of our time of oneness, and from whose bodies, the womb, from whose bodies, our mother's bodies, we were created from. And so the drum represents the voice of the mother, the voice of the womb. And then just as the circle is already a transmission, so everything that the circle represents, that's what we can hold. It's like the circle representing oneness, wholeness, unity, community, the cycles of life, the sun, the moon, the earth, the primordial egg, the cosmos. And Lane also taught that the drum sounds of the basic strokes are connected to the elements of earth, water, fire, and air. So it is also the voice of the elementals. And each person is going to have what the drum means to them. So some people also say the drum represents the voice of the ancestors. And when I hold the drum, I often think of the ancient women drummers who played. So Lane discovered a history of women in the middle Mediterranean area, collected thousands of images of women just holding the drum. And she's like, why are they holding the drum? What is the significance? And why is it 99% of the images that she found in that area is all women? And she discovered that most of the images were depictions of a goddess or a priestess in service to the goddess who were earth honoring. They considered the earth also as a goddess. And then she said, whenever a god or a goddess holds something in their hand, they're holding a attribute of consciousness or spirituality. So the drum, she said, represented the first sound that brings all of creation into manifestation, out of the void, out of emptiness. So it marked them as creatrixes, just holding the drum, because the drum represented the creation of all life. But also the woman is a representation of one who could bring life into the world as well. So when I hold the drum, I'm holding all of these meanings, and that becomes part of your intention. Just holding it is a contribution. And I do this because it's my way of continuing Lane's work of reclamation of this drum as a tool of remembrance and of transformation, and to remind me that all of life is sacred. So when I hold the drum, that's what I'm holding, and so that I know that's what I want to transmit. Because when you find all those images, it just looks like they're transmitting this round circle here, and you're receiving it somehow. Is when I first saw all those images, I was like, wow, I feel like a homecoming. And so I want everyone to, before we play, we either do that or I do a meditation to remind everyone what it is that we're holding, and that we're part of this reclamation of reclaiming this instrument as a sacred tool of remembrance. So that's why. Then it creates the context of why we're playing. And so when we're playing, we're giving voice to the drum once we play. But just holding it, we're giving voice to all that the drum means, if you know what it is that you're holding.
It's so beautiful to be reminded of that before even playing, and it brings so much more meaning to the act of playing the drum. And you inspired me to like teach some of these lessons to my little 3-year-old nephew, and we got together for like an earth worship goddess ritual celebration last Easter. And I gave him a little drum, and my mom and my sister also had drums, and we made flower crowns, and we sang some of your circle songs together. And I just, took him around nature and told him about all of life being sacred and how we're connected to all of life and nature. And it was so beautiful to be able to bring an artistic practice into like a family gathering. And I'm so grateful that my family was like open to that. They loved it so much. And we all sang your songs together. And I chose some of the really simple ones that we could sing together, like the Ma chant. And I'm really excited for you to teach one of your frame drum circle songs inside of my coaching program soon, the Cohesion Collective. And you're going to be teaching the I Am Peace chant, which is one of my favorites. And it's so great for a daily practice. Like I like to play that one and sing it for myself in the morning before I set out to be with others, or go to my computer and do emails or have any kind of phone meetings or anything like that. Because one of the things that you taught me is that how we feel is our offering to others. Like, so it's important to, the takeaway that I got anyway is that it's important for me to take moments to calibrate myself to that remembrance that all life is sacred and that I'm a part of it, and to be conscious of the energy that I'm bringing into an interaction, a relationship, a room. And I think that the drum has been such a powerful way to to change my energy when it needs to get changed. If I'm feeling a little anxious or a little like shut down, the drum is such an effective way for me to kind of like come back to that remembrance of the sacredness of life, and that I'm a part of nature. And I find that to be so healing and helpful in like life outside of drumming and singing, just like regular life.
Right.
And I
Yeah.
wanted to also ask you, sometimes I can feel a little shy to sing. Like inside of my coaching program, you work with drummers and people who want to sing and drum all the time. You have your online school, you live in California, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you teach in-person classes, you go to these different festivals, and you teach people who are really interested in devotional singing and who I'm guessing are more like used to using their voice. And I primarily work with dancers, rock sharky dancers, transcultural fusion dancers, belly dancers. And actually in our history, in our lineage, dancers have also been singers, poets, and instrumentalists, playing the rick, the frame drum. So that's part of the lineage of the dance. But we very rarely incorporate singing or the voice into our dance practice. And so it can be a little scary for my students sometimes to sing. And that's one reason I want to bring you into the program, because anytime that I do introduce a little melody with the drum or something, we love it. I can tell, like the room lights up and people love giving a chance to experiment with their voice and actually sing while playing the drum. We mostly dance while playing the drum, but I really want to bring you in so that you can help us open our bravery and creativity and our voices. And I'm curious if you have anything that you would say to any of us who are a little shy to sing because maybe we don't have formal training, or a lot of us have traumatic experiences that people told us we weren't good singers, and then we like learn to close our voice up or just conceive of ourselves as that's something I don't do because I don't do it well, and that's for other people. So like, what would you say to anybody who's kind of struggling with thoughts like that?
Well, I'm always letting people know that the voice is the least explored instrument that we each own. And the voice, just like the drum, is a portal for our devotions, our creativity, our expressions, our prayers, and our intentions. And so um, I always say create a safe and supportive space for yourself and be curious of your voice. Um, you know, singing changes our mood, it changes our consciousness, and it's very powerful, um, because what we sing about also will change our mood and our consciousness. And so I would say get curious about your voice and not to be judgmental about how it sounds. If it's coming from the heart, from your intentions, and you make it an offering, then it's good. Um, I I really am passionate about people singing and singing every day and getting your daily dose because I think it's medicinal. And somehow I don't know why people or the general public thinks the only way you're a singer is if you're professional. But I think singing has been a daily part of life from since the beginning. So for me, singing is one of the most important things for me. So it's up there with eating, breathing, sleeping, and singing. So I do it every day, all day long, because it really regulates me, and it also helps put my mind into bringing intention every day, and making everything an offering. Because when you sing and it's intention and it's from the heart, it's good, no matter how you think it sounds. And so I would just say, yeah, get curious about how you can offer every day. And it doesn't even have to be always English, could just be tones as well. But if you have a song, then like the peace chant, which would really bring you back to a place of peace and calm, and then you can go out into the world. Yeah.
It seems so obvious on a certain level, but like I think I didn't really understand the power of singing, or even like not even out loud, but like just having it in my head, like doing the melody in my head, even until I studied with you. And I realized that when I was struggling with ruminating thoughts or like racing thoughts, that if I sang one of your circle songs, it would be like instant medicine to like set those thoughts aside and like tune myself into a different intention. Because you know the mind is always running. I can do multiple things. I can speak and be thinking about other things at the same time. So it's like the having your circle songs in my repertoire of mental activities, and then being able to like sing them out loud is like quite literally medicine for unpleasant ruminating thoughts. It's like something else to do basically, and it does feel so healing.
Yeah, and the other thing is that when you feel good in yourself, let's say you're singing the peace chant, that's also your offering. So your own frequency and vibration um, is going out into the collective. So just you, how you feel is also your offering. And so the voice, the drum, all of it is your offering. So even if you're just practicing, exercises, knowing what you're holding as you play, you know that you're giving voice to what the drum means. And if you're singing, you're making it an offering. So then you have double medicine there. Yeah.
Thank you so much for making the time to speak with me today. I feel so inspired after talking to you, and I know that the others here do too. I want to just check the chat really quick to see if there have been any questions that I missed, and I think there was one earlier. One of the members of the Cohesion Collective, Lorian, saying she's really excited for your class, and then she also wants to know, she was looking at your Teachable and seeing lots of chants are available. Is that the same as circle songs? Are your chants the same as your circle songs, or are those different?
Yeah, the chants are circle songs. So they're all meant to sing in group. You can still also sing it for yourself, but some of them are easy to have everyone join in to sing as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited about the I Am Peace chant that you're going to be doing in the Cohesion Collective. You're also going to be helping us do the act of remembrance of acknowledging what it is that we hold when we hold the frame drum. I hope you will bless us with one of your improvisational transmissions at the beginning of class. And I'm so excited to bring you in. I'm so honored and grateful that you took the time to speak with me today. Thank you so much. And if anybody wants to join this class that we're doing in very soon, you just need to go to thecohesioncollective.com and apply to join if you're not already in the program. It's only for members of the program, and I'm really excited to bring Miranda in. And if you want to learn more about Miranda, you can check the info in the comments on this video, in the caption on this video. I'll have the links to all of her websites where you can learn more about her and studying with her. Thank you so much, Miranda, for being here.
Thank you for the invitation. It was a pleasure.
Bye, everyone. Thank you for being here.
Bye.
See you soon.